Hey everybody, Chris Levada, Simple Listing Solutions, and I'm sitting here in my office. Today is January 29th, and I'm getting ready to drop my newsletter, the Welcome Mat. I don't know if you guys can see that, courtesy of Chris Levada. Got Sochi Olympics 2014 information happening on there. Getting ready to drop in the mail today, so it goes out tomorrow, and everybody gets it in their mailbox on the 1st of the month, because this is the February edition of the Welcome Mat. Okay, so I want to talk to you about something called peanut butter prospecting and how you can use it to orchestrate referrals instead of sitting around waiting for referrals. In fact, if your strategy for getting referrals is a little sticker that says I love referrals, that's not a strategy at all, and you're in big trouble, right? Most agents, in fact, the vast majority of agents, that's their plan. They put a little thing that says I love referrals, and then they cross their fingers and they wait. And then haphazardly, unintentionally, unpurposefully, when they have an opportunity and they think of it once in a while, they say, hey, don't forget me, right? And they beat the bushes a little bit. And that is no way to run your real estate practice. Now, the reason that top producers are top producers is because they've established better habits. And the most important habit that any real estate professional can establish in their practice from day one. And if you've been in real estate for 15 years and you haven't established this practice yet, you have to stop everything and establish this new habit. And it's called planting an apple orchard and watering it every month. And here's what I mean by that, right? And then I'm going to tie this into peanut butter prospecting for you. If you think about everybody that you know, your past clients, right? Not everybody that you know, but in and around your community and your county, past clients and other adults who know you and like you and trust you and have jobs and know people, that's your apple orchard, right? Think about your top 10 advocates, right? 10 people. 10 people can be very powerful if you know how to leverage them. 10 people can be powerful or they can do nothing for you. It's up to you. In fact, here's what needs to happen for a referral to occur. It's 3 simple steps. Okay, this is sort of, in fact, I'm just going to break down a referral for you. Here's what a referral is. A real estate conversation takes place, number 1. Number 2, someone thinks of you as that real estate conversation takes place. Number 3, they do something to connect you with that person. So step 1, conversation occurs. Step 2, someone notices. Step 3, they connect you to that person. Okay, and to the degree that those conversations are happening in the world and people aren't connecting you to people, that's your fault. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. And so I want you to think about a person as an apple tree, because up in their branches are a bunch of shiny red apples, right? And those are people that they know that you don't know. And so if you know people who know people, boy, think about that. That's a unique opportunity to really leverage that. People who know people. Everybody knows people who know people. In fact, everybody you know knows people, right? Everybody you know has apples in their tree, right? So what are you doing to shake those apples loose? Did you put a sticker on your car that says, I love referrals, and you're hanging around with your thumbs in your pocket waiting, right, for an apple to fall out of a tree and land and hit you in the head? Right? To the degree of that happens once or twice a year, that's great, but that's not a real estate practice. That's not a real estate practice. So most agents, in fact, more than 90% of them, that's what they do. That's their strategy. It's a little sticker. Don't let that be you anymore if you want to start orchestrating referrals. Orchestrating means getting out from, think about this. Again, as I talk to a lot of real estate agents, and I hear things like, hey, I'm on Craigslist and Facebook and I'm just not getting any business. And anything that they can do from behind their computer, that's what they spend their time doing. And anything they can do that's free, cheap, and easy, that's what they spend their time doing. Like, Chris, do you have an e-newsletter? Why do you want an e-newsletter? Because it's free, cheap, and easy, right? And it also gets deleted and it doesn't get looked at, right? And it doesn't do anything for you. I wouldn't say don't have an e-newsletter. It'd be a great thing to have, but that's a pretty dull blade to take into battle, right? So if you say, hey, Chris, I'm sitting behind my computer playing on Craigslist and Facebook and doing things like that, and business isn't coming to me, I'd say that's because you're living the guppy lifestyle. That's real timid and like a guppy, right? If you want to really build a great real estate practice, you've got to stop being a guppy and you've got to become more of like a shark. Right, and I don't mean an unfriendly shark that goes out and destroys people, but you've got to become a hunter. You've got to get out from behind your desk. Stop the mindset of waiting for business to come to you. Go out in the world and get it. out in the world and get it, right? Facebook is not out in the world, nor is Craigslist. Right? Listings come from relationships. The National Association of Realtors will tell you that. I don't have to tell you that. They'll tell you. They'll say, hey, the number one source of listings is referrals. If you want short sale listings, get them referred to you. If you're working the expired market, cold calling strangers, that's great. Keep doing that, but you can get them referred to you. Right? The best kind of listing is a referred listing. The best kind of buyer is a referred buyer. And so orchestrating referrals means you have to act like Coca-Cola. You have to act like Holiday Inn Express. You have to be the one responsible to brand yourself on people's brains so that when one, the real estate conversation occurs, number two, they think of you. And then number three, they know how to get a hold of you. It's really easy. Oh yeah, I know how to get a hold of Chris. I got it. When I get home, I'll send you his stuff. I've got it at the house. I've got his newsletter laying on my coffee table. Right? You have to do that. So look, I'm going to send out the welcome mat, and I'm going to teach you what peanut butter prospecting is right now. So this is my welcome mat newsletter. I've got the Sochi Olympics and a cool article about that. And you could see inside this issue on my real estate sign, and you could see down at the bottom, visit my website at SD Expired, get a free copy of my book, right? And if you open this up, what's going to happen, they're going to open this up, and a letter's going to fall out, okay? A letter's going to fall out. And now inside, I've got some great information that they're going to love to play with. Some nice puzzles to play with, Sudoku games, sports history, Olympic stuff going on this month, what happened this month in history, and fun stuff, right? Fun stuff. And more information on the back, including cartoons that they like to read, and then get a free home value report, another reason to visit my website. Okay, so that's my newsletter, the welcome mat. But really what fell out of it, right, is the peanut butter. Right, here's the peanut butter. This is the bread. Here's the peanut butter. So what's the peanut butter? This is my personal communication to my apple orchard. And it's got a headline. It's on my letterhead. And the headline says, wow, home values skyrocketed in some San Diego neighborhoods, which would make me think, wow, did it skyrocket in my neighborhood? I don't know. Maybe Chris will tell me. Dear friends, just a quick note to share the housing market craziness and keep you up to speed with things that are important to you that you may not take as much time to notice as I do. Right. Then it says, quickly rising home values, very tight inventory, and low interest rates that are beginning to creep back up are all combining to drive many would-be home buyers absolutely berserk. A high-quality problem if you happen to be a home seller. High-quality problem. Right. And then it says, the danger for home sellers to watch out for in a market where it isn't difficult to sell, A, selling too quickly and leaving money on the table, or B, overplaying your hand and getting an offer that can't close because your property won't appraise and having the buyers back out, or not getting any offers at all. Then having to lower your price, which then creates a whole different set of hurt. The craziness is the massive gain we've seen in home values around the county over the past 12 months and the high percentage of homes being sold in less than a week. My signature. And then P.S. Want a free, highly detailed and super accurate home value report? Give me a call or visit my website, and I drive them over to my website. So that's what's going to go out in the mail tomorrow on the 30th so that it arrives in my apple orchard on the 1st. And just like last month, here's last month's, right? Last month went out and it said, welcome to 2014, because this was the January, you went out on January 1st. Welcome to 2014, woohoo! It's some great information, right? Some fun stuff. And again, there's the real estate sign down there. Go visit my website for a free copy of my book. And then when they open it up, there's a letter that fell out last month. What was last month's letter? Let the rumpus begin! Exclamation point. You're going to read that. Let the rumpus begin. What? What's he talking about? Right? Hey, dear friends, I'm a little freaked out. If you saw that first sentence, I'm a little freaked out, you'd keep reading. And you keep reading because the paragraphs are small. They're 2 sentences per paragraph. It's just a little bite. It's not a hard letter to read. Look at that, right? It's real easy. It's got a little PS down there. It's short. Take them 20 seconds. And they know it. Their brain knows it'll take 20 seconds as soon as their eyeball looks at it. They go, oh, that's easy to read. I'll read it. It's got a compelling headline, and it starts out kind of funny. I'm a little freaked out. And it says, I just recently signed up for my first marathon ever, and I've only given myself 6 weeks to train. Did I mention it's all on trails with lots of climbing? What was I thinking? Well, why the heck not? That's what. It says, I was feeling froggy and I jumped. Right? And so I tell a story about me, and they get to know me. And you know what? Last month when this went out, I got emails, I got text messages, I got phone calls from my apple orchard saying, hey, funny story, Chris. Good luck in that marathon. Let me know how you do. And, and that let me know that I'm doing my job. I'm staying top of consciousness with my apple orchard, and in a way that looks professional. They go, wow, nice newsletter. I love it. Keep sending it, Chris. And the letters, love your letters. Right? And so that's called orchestrating referrals. That's called getting out and going out and saying, hey, right? Creating an apple orchard, watering it every month. You've got to create the habit. Right. You can't just send out a newsletter once and forget about it. You can't send it out on different dates. It can't be a different thing all the time. Right? Drip, 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 drip. Consistency. When you demonstrate consistency and professionalism, people say, oh, he's consistent and professional. I like that. I'll refer him. Right? You want referrals, you've got to be referable. And so you can't leave your friends and your center of influence wondering how the heck you do real estate. I know you're in real estate, but how do you do it? Because I never see your stuff anywhere. I don't hear from you. How do you get clients? You can't leave people wondering how. You can't. You've got to demonstrate, right? And so I make a newsletter. It's called The Welcome Mat. And it's the coolest newsletter on the planet for real estate agents because you can do nothing with it. You can just print it out and send it. And it's, already customized and set up for you. Or you can say, hey, I'm going to delete some fields and I'm going to recustomize this newsletter. Like I'm going to plug my lender into it, right? His photo, his lender information, and some loan programs and his contact information. I'm going to put it right, incorporate it right into my newsletter. That way my lender's going to pay my postage every month when I send it out to my apple orchard because he's right in there. You could do that. There's all kinds of things you could do with it. It's a cool little newsletter, the Welcome Mat, right? And it's the most affordable direct response newsletter on the market. And it outshines in terms of wanting to sit down and open it up and hang out and have a cup of coffee and enjoy it any other real estate newsletter on the market. I invite you to go out and look around. But again, think about your newsletter as something that, they want to get used to it every month and something that entertains them. It's not just house stuff, right? It's fun stuff, not house stuff, fun stuff. They know you're in real estate, right? They really want to know who you are. They know what you do. Who are you, right? When they know what you do and who you are really well, and you remind them of that all the time, they refer you business and they use your services again. Right. So peanut butter prospecting, think about a newsletter like the Welcome Mat and sitting down once a month on the 28th like I did yesterday when I created my letter. And then on the 29th, I come into my office and I print these things in color on 11 by 17. I used a brokerage printer right out there in the hallway. It doesn't cost me anything. So I got a big brokerage here. I go out, print them all out in color. And Chris, how much does it cost? Nothing. I use the brokerage's machine. That's how much it costs me. Right. And I've got 25 people in my orchard and they hear from me consistently all the time. And you can do this too, and you can do it for $20 a month. Right. So why aren't you?